All right, what's up, y'all? So I am back with another athletic interview. I am with one of my day ones, one of my most consistent pups, as I used to call him, but he's now, I guess, a young dog. Now, I guess he's no longer a pup as he gets ready to go and start his college journey. I have Myles Taylor, who played at James Clemens High School, played football, and I think he played basketball for a little while.
Right, right.
I met you playing basketball, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, he ended his high school career as one of the top players in football, and he's getting ready to play in college now. So we're gonna chop it up with him for a little
So,
while
guys,
and let him tell you all about himself. No, I'll stop now.
okay.
All right,
How you
so
doing?
Miles, let's start at the beginning. So let's start as a little kid. Tell us, kind of how you grew up, what sports you played, what you were into as a kid.
So actually,
Oops.
I um I first started playing sports. Well, I started playing soccer. That was the first sport I ever played.
Yeah,
And because I'm in a military family and stuff, so
yeah,
I lived in Japan for like 3 years, got into soccer, played a little flag football, liked it. Then we moved over to the States, and that's when I started playing basketball in like kindergarten, I would say. And then I was playing basketball all the way up until like fifth grade, I think. And then that's when I first started playing football.
yeah.
And then
Well,
eighth eighth grade,
oh, man.
got hurt in football, tore my ACL. And that's actually when I met you. That was around the time I met you.
Yeah,
And so then I was working with you, getting my legs strong for when I would return. And then I was playing basketball all the way up until my sophomore year. And then
yeah.
I decided to go full time with football.
So what made you make that decision? Was it more about what you would play in college, or did you just not love basketball as much as you love football?
I had a lot of talks with my dad. I just felt like that was the best thing for me college wise because I've always wanted to be I always wanted to play sports. Like
Yeah,
I wouldn't say I just would stick with one sport. I always wanted to play sports. I wanted to be active,
yeah,
and so I knew that I was athletic enough to like switch over into football. Of course, I had to change my body from a basketball body to a football body, which took a little while. But I mean, really, it was just I felt like it was the right thing to do
yeah,
for real, just to stay in the athletic realm.
yeah. So do you feel like you made the right decision?
Oh, definitely. Like I really feel like I actually wish I would have started back playing football earlier, for real, for real.
You stopped because of the injury, right? Is that what made you kind of?
Yeah, I didn't stop my dad. He was the one that decided to hold me out, and I had always ever since like my after my freshman year, my friends like Ty and a couple more Geo, they was trying to get me to come back out and play football, but my dad was the one that was holding me out, and then I was just like, I think I'm good enough now, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
knee, I think it's straight and everything. And so then I was like, yeah, let's just hop back into football.
yeah. So when you came back, um, at what point do you think that you knew that playing in college was a real possibility?
So I had a little shock when I went over to football. So, I mean, of course, I hadn't been playing. I took a long break and I switched sides of the ball. So, I had to really learn the position. I had to lock in the position. So, really, I won't even say I always knew that I was athletic enough to play college. It's just I needed the opportunity. So, I had to work hard and really learn the position. And so, really, I would say the first game of my senior year is when I was like, oh yeah, I think I can really play college ball for real.
Okay, so what happened during that game that made you gain that confidence?
Just really the jump from my junior year to my senior year with like my IQ, knowing the game of football, the work I put in. So with my technique, with my body, like I completely changed my body
Yeah,
strength wise, speed wise, and then really I just felt like I was coming into my own. And so I had a pretty good game. I had like 6 tackles, had a PBU. I mean, I was just all over the place, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh yeah. And then I also teammates, they had offers and stuff, and I felt like I was just as good as them and stuff. So then I was like, okay, yeah, I can really do this for real.
So when you started getting, serious about it and you started getting that confidence saying like, oh,
Mhm.
now I know I can play in college, did
Right.
that change how you attack like your day to day, like your training, your approach to the game? Did that change?
Really? Uh-huh, my bad. But really it made me go in harder, if that makes sense. Like since I knew the work I'd already put in it had got me to that position, and then when I really felt like I can be a collegiate athlete, I was like, okay, I really need to lock in. Like I'm
Yeah.
already locked in, but I need to up it. You know what I'm saying? So it was like that.
Yeah, yeah. I talked when I spoke with Ty. I had Ty on here, and
Hmm.
we were talking about the circle of friends. I met
Right.
you. Ty came along, Dylan,
Hmm.
and I praised him about your group. That
Right.
the group that came along, how hard you guys worked, and we spoke about just birds of a feather. So, do you think that your circle was a factor in how hard and how seriously you took the game of football because the people around you were, trying to go play in college as well. Do you think that played a factor
Right.
for you?
Definitely. Like, I always believe like you gotta surround yourself with the same people that have the same goals as you.
Yeah,
So, being around Ty for since elementary school, I mean, he's always been a football player, a great athlete, great friend, great person.
yeah,
So, I mean, like, it's really a blessing to be around guys like that. Dylan too. I know I started knowing him right when middle school started. So, I mean, just all of us being together, and then a few others like. I really think that like has a big part to do with it. Well, I don't think I know it has a big part to do with it because if you got a goal, it makes it that much easier for your friends to push you if they had the same goal as you and to keep you out of trouble and stuff like that.
right. So you think it was a lot of sacrifices for you?
Oh yeah, I still do like I mean like I'm missing out on a lot of like fun and stuff like going to parties or hanging out with people and stuff, but really now I don't look at it as a sacrifice for real because it's what I want to do. So
Yeah,
I'm willing to put that stuff to the back burner to accomplish my goals. And pretty much like you said, the same group. I mean, we all kind of think the same. So it's like we don't really feel like we're missing out on stuff like that just because like we're bettering ourselves for the future.
yeah.
So it's like it's straight.
I'll tell you, you're not missing out. I'll tell
Hmm.
you from experience that you're not missing out. As
Yeah.
someone that, was injured in high school, I didn't get to, live out my college dreams of playing any sports or whatever. So I
Hmm.
was able to attend those parties. I was able to hang out some. I wasn't in the streets, what I'm saying? I wasn't out late and stuff like that, but I was able to have the quote unquote fun that
Right.
athletes and different people think that you guys are missing out on. And I will
Right.
tell you that I would have given up anything to be able to have the ability to go play, in college, any sport,
Mhm.
run track in college, do anything in college, because what it builds for you, not only as far as getting that experience, getting school paid for, but the character that it builds in you, the discipline,
Right.
the focus. You have like with you and Ty, y'all are, best friends. You and Dylan, y'all are brothers. It
Right.
gives you automatic brothers that y'all are gonna have for the rest of your life.
Hmm.
You're gonna get to college and you're gonna have another group of brothers that you'll have for the rest of your life. So that in itself is worth missing out on a couple of hours of going to a party or a couple of
Right.
hours of going to sit at Whataburger and eating with some people because you're gaining something that's going to last you the rest of your life. So
Right.
I'll tell you that you didn't miss out. What you're
Yes,
doing,
sir.
so many people want to do. You're doing what a lot of kids can't do, which is play college ball. You know, because a lot of people don't get serious about it until they're seniors and they're in their last month of high school and they're like, oh, what am I going to do next? All of my
Right.
friends or all of my homies are going off to play. What am I going to do? That's when most people get serious about it. My inbox is full with guys like, hey, can you help me? Can you help me? Can you help me? Can you help me? And
Yeah.
guys have been around for a very long time. You were destined to go play in college because of how seriously you took it so early. Like
Right.
with you, even though you were not playing football, you were still serious about coming back from that injury. You know, you
Hmm.
wasn't taking, you didn't want to take your time with it. Like you're like, no, put me on more bands. Like put me on more.
Right.
I was like, I want to do it. And I remember the first day I had you, I was like, take that knee brace off. You were like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, I was nervous. I was like, huh? Like, nah.
I think once you saw that your knee itself was ready, I think it was
Hmm.
just a mental thing. And once you locked into that mental aspect of it, you became a whole nother athlete. And
Right.
then when I saw you going into your senior year, like you said, your body had transformed. I was like, who is this? Like what? So you,
Very.
you definitely didn't miss out on anything. Like you're doing what so many people want to do. You know, they graduate and then they come back saying, dang, can I get back to it? Can I get back in it? So applaud yourself for that dedication, you know, your parents. So, you know, you didn't miss nothing. I'll tell you that from experience. You missed
Yes,
nothing.
sir.
So let's talk about where we're going to college. Tell everybody what's the name of your college.
I'm going to Iowa Central Community College. It's located in Fort Dodge, Iowa.
Are you ready for that cold?
We gonna see. I've seen some pretty outrageous temperatures up there, so we gonna see. I'm gonna have to get a coat and really lock in.
So are you ready to play in that cold though? Like you gonna be practicing out there?
I I ain't gonna lie, like I'm gonna definitely have my little thermals and stuff like that, but I don't think that's gonna help that much. But I mean, for the goals that I got and the places I want to go to, that's just something you just gonna have to deal with. So
Yeah,
that's how I look at it.
absolutely. What made you decide on that for your school to be that first, well, that next step, rather, not first step, but the next step to get you to your ultimate goal?
Um, really, I felt like I really connected with the coaches, first of all. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
And then really it's a great school. I did my research on them, like a couple of guys that I know. They actually had a DB first off that got drafted in this year's NFL draft. And I just see the guys that they put out every year, and I see how I see really like core values that they have,
yeah,
and that really matched the stuff that we had at JC. So it really felt like home with that. It felt like something that I can go to. It felt like somewhere I could go to and have a impact and learn and continue to develop. That was the main thing, is going to a place that's going to help me to continue to develop and push me on to that next step.
yeah. You know, and key word you said there was, you know, the people that are going to be around you. You know, you're talking about
Hmm.
the coaches and, you know, the kids that are there already, the athletes that are already
Right.
there, and where they're going and how they make it to different places. So again, that kind of lines you up with kind of what you had in high school, the like
Right.
minds. You know, you're going around people who are ready to go out there and work. They're ready to make the sacrifices. As far as I know, there's not really much around that school.
Yeah, there's not. The main thing, I mean, really, the city, like the only thing that I would say is like the campus that's
Yeah,
really there for real. The hospital is kind of close, and I know that because I got food poisoning last time I went up there, so I got sick. But yeah, that's the only thing for real that's there, which is cool. I mean, because then it just leaves you to lock in on your craft and really take you to that next step. Like it's no distraction, so
yeah.
that's how I look at it. I really feel like that's a positive thing. So yeah.
Absolutely. You know,
Mhm.
when I went to Troy, my first 2 years of school, went to Troy. Troy's a very small campus. There was
Yeah.
nothing around Troy. It was like a little small movie theater that was down the street. I don't think it had any like the new movies. I think it had like all the old stuff.
Oh,
But there was nothing around. And like I said, I didn't have the discipline, you know, that I should have had. So when I got there, I was looking for more. I was like, oh,
mhm.
where's the big city? Where's this? Where's that?
Right.
But what I didn't appreciate was the fact that my first semester, everybody on that campus pretty much knew who I was. You know, I
Mhm.
started an organization there and everybody knew who I was. Like there was a little small community of closeness and I didn't appreciate it then. But if I can go back, I stayed there all 4 years. You know what I'm saying? Like I stay there, I build that bond with all these different people and it launches me into my adulthood differently. So
Mhm.
appreciate not having anything too much around you because it locks you into being able to participate in those on campus activities. When those
Right.
organizations are hosting stuff, go to them. Have more than just your brothers on your team, but go to these events, meet different people that are going to be in your classes. Join an organization, that you're interested in that has something to do with your major. Like really lock into that experience because
Sir.
whereas you may not be able to go to all the functions, when you look back on your college experience, you're going to enjoy what you remember because you went to a lot of different things. So
Sir.
appreciate that. And so as far as your coaches, you said that y'all had, you felt a bond. What made those coaches kind of feel right to you? Like, what was it about them?
Really what so I'm gonna shout out my running back or the running back coach that's out there. His name's Coach Simmons.
Uh,
And he was really down to earth. I really liked that. And he kept it real with me. He was like, I'm not gonna lie, there's like nothing out there.
yeah,
That's probably one of the first things he told me was like there was nothing out there. But he was like I said earlier, like since there's nothing out there, like you can lock in, like you can really get yourself to that next step, that next level of play. And so that then he was just cool. Like he kept it real with me. He was like there's a lot of people that's gonna be coming here for the same reasons, you know what I'm saying? So I mean just that. And then my DB coach, Coach Smiley, really cool. He's from Birmingham.
yeah,
um I met him the last time I went down there, and like just real cool, just a real great person. Like he kept it real with me too. He called me almost all the time, just making sure I'm keeping me up to the standard
yeah,
basically, and making sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Make sure I'm getting enough rest. I mean, because that's like a very big part of recovery and performance. Like your rest, making sure I'm drinking plenty of water because it's been hot out here.
yeah,
And of course, making sure I'm putting in that work.
yeah.
But I mean, now, I mean, that we've been talking like all the time. He pretty much know I'll be putting in that work. I don't be ducking no smoke. So,
I mean, you was ducking that Vertimax for a minute.
nah, nah, nah.
I feel like out of all, like when I look at all of you guys, to me, y'all are elite class. Y'all are some elite
Mhm.
athletes. I've had the ups and downs when it comes to that city of Huntsville, but
Sir.
you guys are definitely an elite class. But I feel like even to y'all were ducking that Vertimax. Like that Vertimax, I feel like was different
It
for
used to, yeah, it would put in work against us. I ain't gonna lie, like it was a whole bunch of tough workouts. But like you said, that's the thing that separates people. Like building the consistency for real, because
you. Yeah,
it's cool for you to do that once a week. You know what I'm saying? But when you go into that twice a week or even three times a week, like after practice, like I remember me and Dylan and Ty, we used to come to you after practice, like
yeah,
that's what separates people for real, putting in that extra work that nobody see.
yeah,
You coming to school sore, walking weird, and people like, "What you walking like that for?" Like, bro, like don't even worry about it. Like I was just putting in work. Like you know what I'm saying. You was chilling on the game
yeah,
outside. You know what I'm saying. So that's really the biggest key is like consistency.
yeah.
And so
And it
yeah,
don't take long. And that's what I was trying to get
yeah,
you to understand. You guys didn't have to work with me every single day for 4 years for you to
right,
see the results. That was the point of the program. You guys
mhm,
came, like you said, 2 or 3 days a week. Y'all drove all the way to Harvest. It
right,
was pitch dark outside. Y'all put up, getting the work in for an hour. It was three of y'all. That's one reason it took an
right,
hour. And then you were done. And you
mhm,
did that, and the results were there. So,
right,
even though you ducked it a little bit sometimes, I will say, you guys definitely put in the work and, you know, take that same mindset, apply it to college, and be a leader, even as a freshman. Come
sir,
in and show with your actions just exactly what you're trying to do, what you're trying to accomplish. Because you guys, if you all sink in together, who knows what you can accomplish as a team. And then the better your team does, the more recruitment is going to be there for you to go to that 4 year. You can
right,
end up at a Power Four school coming from there. You know what I'm saying? So,
sir,
the ceiling is non-existent for you.
right,
You're that talented.
sir.
Um, so what would you say, Miles, to your 14-year-old self? If you could
Mm.
look at yourself at 14 and tell him anything, what would you say to him?
Um, Hard work is really what's gonna separate you. You're gonna have plenty of bad days. plenty. I would even say not even days. It's gonna be plenty of months,
Yeah.
years. You gotta just stay down. You gotta be true to yourself. Like no matter what somebody says to you, or if they say something behind your back, like don't worry about that. Like you gotta run your own race. Like it's not a sprint, it's a marathon for real. It doesn't matter where somebody starts at. It don't matter where somebody if they was ahead of you when you was a freshman. Like it don't matter. None of that stuff matter. It just matter where you finish at. It
Yeah.
matters who you surround yourself with. Like you said, brothers, mentors like yourself. Like you got to surround yourself around the right people. Don't don't be somewhere where somebody doesn't respect your value or doesn't what I'm saying, doesn't respect you. So
Yeah.
just I would say just move around, find the right people, find the right people that's gonna push you the right way. Find the people that's gonna hold you to a standard. And
Yeah.
of course, don't stop believing in yourself because that's the main thing. Like it doesn't matter if nobody in this world believes in you, as long as you believe in yourself,
Yeah.
that's the main thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely what I would say to myself.
I love it, man. I love all of that. Like
Yes,
that
sir.
was I love all of that. You hit a lot of key points, and kids. Most kids don't listen at the age, of course,
Hmm.
but I feel like in the climate that we're in, the way that NILs have shaped the game,
Right.
we have a lot of kids that are younger really starting to understand early. Like, if I don't lock in right now, I probably won't go anywhere
Yeah.
because now the Power Four kids are like, wait, let me go to a JUCO for a second. You know,
Hmm.
go to a JUCO for a couple years and then go to a 4 year. Hold on a
Right.
second. Noel, can you please, please, come on, my guy. He's just trying to be annoying right now. Please go. He's trying his hardest. He usually let me get through an interview, but he really trying to today. Um, but no, like I really commend everything that you just said. So what we're gonna do now, Miles, we're gonna play a game. All right.
Okay.
So no one has really did too good at this game.
Okay.
Your homie Ty was horrible.
Oh.
So so the game is basically this. So I'm gonna give you a category. You
Hmm.
have 7 seconds to name 5 items in that category. So
Hmm.
an example would be if I say name colors, you would have 7 seconds to name colors. All right.
Okay.
All right. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. So Ty accused me of cheating, so I'm gonna get the timer out so that nobody. There go the timer.
All right.
All right. So the first category: name 5 D1 football players from Madison and Huntsville, from that whole area.
Okay.
All right. Ready?
Mhm. Yep.
Go.
Monty Rice, LeBron Ray, Jamil Muhammad, Gio Lopez, Ty Doty, Bryson Dowdell.
Time. How many is that?
Dang. That was six.
Well, oh, you only supposed to name 5. Okay. I think
Okay, so that's bonus points right there. Then shoot.
All right. Go a little bit harder.
All right.
Name 5 state champions in football from the state of Alabama. Like name
All right.
5 past champions. All right. Ready? Go.
Thompson, Central Phoenix City, Hoover, Enterprise, dang.
And time. All right. Name 5 types of birds.
Mm, okay.
All right. Ready?
Mm.
Go.
Falcons, Blue Jays, Eagles, Ravens, Red Robins. That's fire.
Wait, you doing kind of good with
Yeah.
this. All right. Name 5 types of dogs.
All right, bet.
Oh Lord, he's too. All right, ready? Go.
uh, Pitbull, Cane Corso, Rottweiler, Mastiff, German Shepherd, and Doberman.
Yeah. Dang. Okay, so what type of dog would you consider yourself to be? I called all y'all pups. So what type of dog did you consider yourself to be when you were coming to train?
When I was coming, you mean like earlier when I was coming into training, or like what I shifted into?
Earlier, when you first started. What type of
O-
dog would you compare yourself to?
Okay, so I would say I was probably like a Rottweiler puppy. Like I would probably say something like that.
A Rottweiler?
Yeah,
Hmm. Can I agree with that?
you can. Yeah, you can. You can even get Todd called. You can get Dylan called. They're like, oh yeah, for sure.
Rottweiler. You know, they're pretty aggressive.
Aggressive, yeah, just like me.
You think you were aggressive back then?
Yeah, I was aggressive. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I used to be bullying Ty all the time. Like, that was little bro for real.
I didn't see that.
I
I
just, I just, we had to lock in when we was with you, but you know what I'm saying. When behind closed doors, that's how I used to get.
uh, I would say I wouldn't say Rottweiler because Rottweilers are a little loud. They're overly aggressive. I would say
Like
maybe
something that's silent type, like somebody that's
you
not
were
barking.
you were strong and you were definitely willing to do whatever, but you were very
Uh,
silent. Like you were very almost shy when you first came around.
I mean, I had to like, you know what I'm saying, like feel you out though first. You know what I'm saying, like you had to get comfortable with a person.
Yeah, and I think the reason you were so on your P's and Q's when you first came because your dad was there. Like
Uh,
you didn't really let you didn't really let yourself kind of like really chill out because you
relax.
were
Yeah,
on your best behavior. But no, you did decent in that game, man. You did decent. I give
decent. I aced that game. That was an A
you a
plus.
lot about your ability to think fast because I mean you're a DB. You know that's
Yeah.
good.
You got to be able to adapt. Like you got to
All right. So last thing, let's give a word of advice. You kind of already covered this when you were talking to your 14-year-old self, but what would you just give as a piece of advice to the up and coming guys coming behind you, even to the guys at your school, those
Mhm.
up and coming seniors, juniors, that are finna play for James Clemens now? What would you say to them now?
Um, the main thing I would say, stay consistent. Um, don't don't overwork yourself, but you have to know when you're over. You have to know the difference between overworking and just being tired after one workout. Like you
Yeah,
have to stay consistent. Don't overwork yourself so much to where you can't go no more. You have to know your limit. So you have to know, okay, I worked this hard, boom. Now I got to work this hard tomorrow, boom. And it has to be a routine. Build a routine. That's the easiest way to stay consistent. Have your rest days. Recovery is mandatory. Like make sure you putting the right stuff in your body. Make sure you're getting enough sleep. So stay consistent and focus on your recovery.
perfect. All right, let
Mhm.
me let this boy say what's up to you, man.
What up, Noel?
So,
So,
All right, now I appreciate you coming on with me, man. Noel's finna try to take over the interview on you.
yes, sir.
Hey,
please don't hit
say
me.
hey,
Don't hit me.
say hey.
Hey, don't hit me.
You really gonna say that? All right, man. I appreciate you coming on with me.
Sir.
I wish you luck. You're gonna do great things. This is just the next step for you. So
Sir.
I'm gonna be seeing you on TV here soon, playing
Mm-hmm.
for one of these universities.
Yes, sir.
Um, I ain't gonna say I'm gonna make it to a game. It's gonna be cold, but I will definitely try.
Don't worry. Give me like 1 or 2 years. I'm gonna have you some tickets. You can come out to the school I'm at.
Perfect. Yeah,
Yes,
come,
sir.
come on back down this way.
Yeah, that's the goal.
All right, man. I appreciate you coming on with me.
Kiss.
Yes, sir. No problem.
Please don't. Please don't. Please don't. I didn't mean to.